Hello, this is Critical Information Bureau coming from Hull, England. A young Akumbe speaking. We are the people that bring you the truth, nothing but the truth. Because the truth is what is going to set you free. We don't accept donations. Please make your donations through your county's interim government headed by Dr. Sako. I would like to talk about the latest comments by Secretary Chris about helicopter gunships. And I would also like to talk about some of the tanks that we are seeing now on social media. I'll start first with the tanks. Well, there is no direct information from the La Republique, but they're saying that they've got new equipment and new techniques that they're going to use to fight this war. And one of those is the tanks that we've seen. The only way to test those tanks is to put the tank in a battlefield and then use those IEDs on that tank and see if the tank will survive. You cannot just make a statement like that. I've got a new tank and this tank is going to change the war. They've had 5 years. They've had 5 years to make any change to this particular war. And it has not really gone well for La Republique. They cannot dominate this war. They are fighting a very dangerous war which they are incapable of sustaining. All right? They are incapable of sustaining. So this new tank they have now is a deception. It's a complete deception. It's untested, but they are going around saying this is the tank that is going to change the war. It's untested. And if you haven't tested something, you cannot go around and saying it's going to work. With everything, you have to test it. You need to know the power of those IEDs, the power of those rocket launchers they have now in Southern Cameroon. You need to that basically let them take the tank there. And I think these boys are not stupid. They are going to test it properly. And if there's any chink in the armor of those tanks, they will penetrate it, and the soldiers were going to have exactly the same results. Okay, so what is La Republique trying to do now with this story? I don't think they believe that their tank can resist the Southern Cameroon assault. I don't think they believe that. What they are trying to do is they're trying to deceive their soldiers to get back into the war front. A lot of their soldiers are now deserting. The social media is clear. I love the fact that some of these explosions in Southern Cameroon are recorded very neatly on mobile phones. That is a propaganda stunt. Okay? I know some of us are against it, but it's a propaganda stunt. Because what that is telling the Republic, if you come here, we will kill you. Well, that's what he's saying. So any normal thinking soldier now in La Republique is refusing to go into their trucks and their tanks heading towards Libialem, heading towards Goketunja, heading towards Bali, Nkambe, everywhere now where we are seeing these explosions. So a lot of the soldiers don't want to get into those trucks anymore because it's a death trap. It's a death trap. It's not strong enough for an IED, and so basically they're just being killed. And in fact, Southern Cameroonians don't even take prisoners, so they know it's a death trap. This is you're signing your death warrant when you are going to Southern Cameroon. That's just it. So what's La Republique? How is La Republique going to motivate their soldiers to go to carry on going to the war front? They've come out with, we have special tanks now. It's going to protect you, But at the end of the day, it's a lie. It's not going to work. The tanks have not been tested. La Republique know they have not been tested. I'm repeating myself, but at the end of the day, it's to deceive. And think about it. There's hardly any Betty child going to those tanks. It's the most stupid. It is stupid of them all. Bamileke, Basa, Awuza in particular, people like that. They're putting their children, unemployed boys, give them a quick training, put them inside those trucks to be blown up in Southern Cameroon. As the pastor recently said, the children of the generals are not. Who are the generals? Betty Bulu Ewondo. Their children are not going to the war front. It will not be long before these stupid Francophones realize what is happening to them. We've been warning them before, they did not get it. But it won't be long before they come to the realization that they are being used as collateral for the Betty tribe. Okay, that's what is actually happening. Okay, let's go to helicopter gunships. This is the one that Chris Arnold talked about. Helicopter gunships has been banned by the United Nations. If I have got my facts right, Cameroon started with helicopter gunships. This is a country which cannot build roads. This is a country that cannot build a single hospital. This is a country that is always complaining about money. This is a country where there's no fire brigade. This is a country where there's no ambulance. This is the country where people are dying because they cannot afford $10 medical care. This is the country where women are giving birth in the houses because they cannot afford to go to hospital. This is a poor country. Now they have helicopter gunships. What is a poor country like that which has absolute this is somebody that they're giving aid to. This is one of the poorest countries in the world. Where do they have money to be even thinking about helicopter gunships? Okay, at the beginning of this war, they found some helicopter gunships, and they were shooting Southern Cameroonians, left, right, and center, with helicopter gunships. And this was not people who were fighting; these are people who were protesting. They were shooting people who were protesting with helicopter gunships. The United Nations got involved and told La République not to use helicopter gunships against those protesters. La République had to withdraw the helicopter gunships. It was not La République that stopped using helicopter gunship. La République was told by the UN not to use helicopter gunships in this war that they've created. That is just a fact. And La République stopped using helicopter gunships. I think they even stopped them flying. So if they want to go back to using helicopter gunships, they're going to get themselves into serious problem with the United States and the United Nations. And I want to advise our beloved interim government that they should write a letter now. But we don't have any evidence that they're going to use it. But if they start using it, then we should write a letter to the United Nations and write a letter to the United States government that helicopter gunships are now being used in Southern Cameroon by the Cameroon government. Remember, America has asked La République to stop fighting and go to the dialogue table. That's the position of the United States. Stop the fighting and go to the dialogue table. Thibault Nagy has particularly emphasized and insisted on no fighting. Go to the dialogue table. That is not, he hasn't said that once, he said that several times. He's told them they're not going to win any war, they should go to the dialogue table. Now, this is the very country that has said no to all of that. It's continued to fight. And now they say, well, they want to go against the United Nations to use helicopter gunship. For God's sake, it's not going to work, because we're going to make a complaint to the United Nations that La République is using those helicopter gunships. And La République will face the consequence, serious consequence. All right. I just want to add to another point with this issue of, we've got new equipment, therefore we're going to win. I'm not going to go too far into history and be patronizing you guys to be repeating what you already know. America had all the weapons in the world in Vietnam. They lost. America walked out of Vietnam. They lost so many people. They had helicopter gunships in the 60s. America had helicopter gunships in the 60s against Vietnamese. They were just spraying, killing innocent people. But finally, they gave up that war. They had tanks, they had helicopter gunships, they had warships that were launching missiles from there. America was using chemical weapon, napalm. For years, it's not 1 year, for years. And America lost. Vietnam is still there. What is the two helicopter gunship and the few tanks that Cameroon government has going to do? That is just boasting. intimidation, trying to get a psychological advantage. Those boys in that forest have seen everything that La Republique can throw at them. They have in these last 5 years or 4 years. They've seen everything, and they've beaten La Republique in every single way. So this issue of helicopter gunship, I don't think is going to make any difference. Let's fast forward to Afghanistan. America was there for 20 years. Stretch your ear here, which were the tail. 20 years. Is there any a weapon that America doesn't have? America does have a helicopter gunship, but it has helicopter gunship plus all kind of aircrafts, drones. Drones, one of the 300 million drones that are more dangerous than helicopter gunship. They can blow you up. They can pick one person in a million and take that person out. Drones. Helicopter gunships is nothing to America. They have surface-to-air missiles. They got all kind of aircraft, B-2 bombers, everything. They took all of that to Afghanistan. The guys were inside ground, inside caves. Those things don't get to those places. If some man dey inside ground, if some man dig hole, he enter inside, he dig it where high. First of all, you don't know where the person is. Secondly, the soil will absorb any bomb that you throw on the soil. It will just bounce. Okay, bullets don't go through the soil. That's why the First and Second World War people were in bunkers. That's what the Taliban is. They did an inside hole. They're in bunkers, in caves. You are bombing on top. It's not affecting them. You could bomb on top of them for the next 50 years. They will just be waiting. The day you are tired of bombing, they will come out and kill you. The very Taliban fought against the Russians for over 20 years. Russians came with the latest equipment. They came with thousands of tanks. I mean, not Cameroon's 5 tanks. They're coming. The Russians came with thousands of tanks, well equipped with soldiers and all kind of guns coming out of those tanks. Russia escaped from Afghanistan. Okay, a poor country like Cameroon, where they don't even make any of those weapons, they have to go and borrow second-hand equipment from other countries, equipment that has even been rejected. That's what they're having. They're not having the latest American tanks or the latest American helicopter gunship or whatever they want. These are old 1950s, 1960s equipment that are. Look at some of the things that are being blown up. Look at them. Look at the state of those trucks. You just look at them and you think, is this an army? It's a joke. So, in summary, please, Southern Cameroonians, you are doing extremely well. Kudos to the restoration forces. Kudos to the interim government. Well done to all of you. Absolutely fantastic. And please, don't any of you bother with this stupid Ewondo Betty Bulu government who are coming out with new equipment that is thinking that is going to make a difference. I can bet you 5-6 months from now, you and me will be wondering what was the equipment, what did they do, what have they actually achieved. It will be the same. Just like Paul Biya came out of that airport and said, I'll destroy them in 3 weeks. Was it 2 weeks? It's now 4 years. Nobody is hearing from him anymore. Why did they not say, oh, we've got these new tanks, we're going to end the war in 2 weeks? Why didn't they say that? Because now they know they can't be talking weeks. Because they are fighting an enemy that is stronger than them. So, you guys should just stay resolute. Continue the fighting the way you are. And don't even bother with the nonsense that is coming up from Yaoundé. I'm not going to give you any military strategy here because I'm beginning to think, I might complain about a few, but I'm beginning to think that the interim government the restoration forces are doing the best that they can. All right. This is Critical Information Bureau coming from Paul, England. Eyon Akumbe speaking. Until next time, stay safe.